Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today we are going to explore a topic that was requested by one of our friends here on my YouTube channel. I really don't like saying follower because I feel like that I sound like a cult leader, and which has never been one of my aspirations. And if I say subscriber, I don't know, it feels so clinical. So you're all friends. That's it. Our new thing is we're not followers or subscribers. We're friends, the community. So this topic was suggested based on some of my past Harry and Meghan videos. And the question that our friend wanted on the table, on the tarot table, is, were Harry and Meghan behind the Where's Kate campaign at the beginning of the year? Because we know that she sort of went into hiding a bit. Do we say that? That she just wasn't out in the public for quite a few months. I think it was a couple of months. No, the last time we saw her, I think, was Christmas Day, doing the walk to church. And then we didn't see her again until the end of March when she got the video. She made the video talking about having cancer. We do know that in January she had surgery, and then they found cancer, and then off they went. But there was this big campaign out there, Where's Kate? And it was very aggressive. So, when we sort of balance that against what the Waleses were doing, the way that they were putting out information, we can kind of see they were probably feeling very pressured and very under attack to say something which the average person wouldn't be. And I understand that these are public figures, they're royalty, blah, 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 all of that, but they're still human beings. And when they're going through a medical crisis, they're allowed to take time privately to deal with that and deal with the physical element of it, but also the emotional element of it. And, remember, they have 3 young children who they were probably trying to shelter from all of everything. So there was this big campaign of where's Kate, where's Kate, where's Kate? So the question our friend wants answered and would like the cards to discuss is, were the Sussexes behind it, and in what way? So we're going to explore that today. I've got a couple decks here on the table I might pull out. This one is What Lies Beneath, and I'll put the link to it in the description. And it's a really neat deck, Hidden Futures Oracle cards, the act of revealing hidden truths, insights, and guidance. And this is a really fun deck because it's got all kinds of really different kind of things. I don't love oracle decks that are just airy fairy makeup, whatever the message is. I like oracle decks that have a job to do, a very specific purpose. And I'd rather have 10 oracle decks that each have their own purpose than one oracle deck that I'm just making it up as I go along, because I've just never, most tarot readers don't read oracle that way, and most oracle readers don't read tarot, because tarot actually does require a lot of memorizing. And then once you have it memorized, you can then allow the intuitive stuff to flow, because then you're not working at trying to figure out what the card means. Whereas I just always feel with oracle, it can just be anything. Like, you just make it up. I don't know. I've never, somebody I know had an oracle reading the other night. I was there with her. And when the oracle reading was done, and of course, you do that thing that you do with any reader, and you're polite and you say, oh my gosh, that was wonderful, thank you so much. And then we went to the washroom right after. Oh, watch my cards go flying across the table. And we were both like, okay, that was total BS. So yeah, it's like both of us were like, yeah, that was just nonsense. So, and it was a little alarming that somebody charges money for utter nonsense. So anyway, I like oracle cards that have a purpose and a job to do. And this is like one of my sort of investigation decks. I have another investigation deck that we might bring out. It is actually, this is like one of the most gorgeous decks I think I've ever seen. I mean, look at that. They're beautiful, beautiful cards, but the deck is so thick I can barely shuffle it, which is always the problem here as you watch me every day trying to shuffle these massive cards. See, I can, there we go. So the question we're asking is, what involvement did Harry and Meghan have in the Where's Kate campaign? We aren't going to read reversals, simply because these cards don't require it, nor does it offer any benefit. The way in a tarot reading, I might read reversals depending on what we're looking for and what kind of reading it is. So, oh, yeah. Well, there we go. There we go. Enjoying, watching shiz go down. There we go. Enjoying the gossip. Yep, they sat back at home in their Montecito mansion and watched it all go down. Interesting. Love story. They want us to believe that this is a true love story. I don't believe it is. I believe it's a business arrangement. I believe that they were put together and sent to America for a specific purpose. And if you can't figure out what that purpose is, let me know. Because there's a reason why Harry has left America and not returned in the middle of a very exceptional election. Let's just say that. Expecting a new beginnings. You know, there's been a lot of talk in the royal commentator arena about this, the babies, their children. So there's a bunch of different theories about this, that she's never given birth to a child because apparently, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, because we're just playing with pretty cards and telling stories here, for entertainment purposes only, apparently she had a hysterectomy. I think it was her brother came forward and said that she had a hysterectomy like in her 20s or something. So how has she had these children? I don't know. That's a rumor for entertainment purposes only. There's also talk that there are children, but they're not their children. They're more like rental children, or they're like anytime you see Meghan holding a child, it's like a friend's child. So even HG Tudor was talking about this, that Stacey Schroeder, there's a photo of Meghan holding a child that it is believed that this is Stacey Schroeder's child and not Meghan's, even though Meghan is sort of presenting it like this is Lilibet, which I don't think they had permission to use that name. Anyway, whew, there's so much going on here around these two. There's also the talk about the moon bumps and how the reason she held her stomach the whole time. Remember when she was pregnant and people were talking about like, why are you holding your stomach like that all the time? It was a little weird. Like, I've been pregnant and I didn't spend that much time with my hands on my stomach the way that she did. And so now that we're learning about the moon bump thing, it kind of makes sense because she had to make sure it was in place and keep it in place, because we have seen videos where it's like literally falling down her leg. And there was another video where she's walking and it's like swinging back and forth. And that's not how pregnant bellies move. Like, it just doesn't work that way. Anyway, so there's this, all this talk about the fake babies. Why this is important? It's not important in any of our lives. Let's not kid ourselves. But why it's important in the grand scheme of the world is that these children are in the line of succession. So if they don't exist or they are not biologically their children, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Now, if there was honesty and say they couldn't get pregnant, there was an issue, let's just say that she has had a hysterectomy. Let's just say that. We don't know. This is alleged, but let's just say that is the truth. If they wanted children and had a surrogate or adopted children, I don't think the general public would be that freaked out about it. I think they would accept that. Would they necessarily accept the children as part of the bloodline of the succession of the crown? I don't know. But you can't say that within the royal family, there are people in the line of succession who 100% know who their biological parents are. You know, we just never know, and they just go along. Like, they will say what needs to be said. So anyway, there's a lot of talk about this baby bump and the moon bump and the fake pregnancies and surrogacy, and the children don't exist. Here's another question for you. If Harry allegedly has been away from America since the middle of September when he left and hasn't returned, that's almost 2 months now that he hasn't seen his children. Who would do that? Who would do that? You wouldn't leave your children for 2 months. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff there. And I'm starting to wonder if this "Where's Kate" stuff was sort of to combat the "she was never pregnant" conversation. But the pregnancy conversation is back on the table because everybody's talking about it. Don't want to hear it. Yeah, there's a whole lot of things they don't want to hear because they just think they live in their own reality and don't. Everybody that knows them and all this stuff that's coming out, you know, well-placed sources and things like that, they all say that they are given really, really good advice. They have advisors. They've paid a lot of people to advise them and steer them and help them with their branding and with their companies and everything else. And apparently they just don't want to hear it. They believe they know everything and they don't want to hear it, which explains why everything they do is a flop. And so probably they were being told, don't do it. You'll just cause more problems for yourself, because people aren't stupid. Like, it's very easy to see where things are coming from, especially when you have the Sussex squad who allegedly attack everybody, and they put out a ton of social media in defense and in favor of Meghan and Harry and everything else. So we just really don't actually ever know what's true, but they don't want to hear anybody telling them anything than what they want to hear. Keeping a promise. See, this is going back to what I said at the beginning is I don't think this is a love marriage. I think this is a business arrangement, and they were assigned a project by an agency. And when I say agency, a lot of people go, oh, well, she has a talent agent. No, I mean a bigger agency than all of us. Something with letters, something major, governmental, something like that. I think that they were sent here on a mission to do damage. I think that they were sent, or here, I live in Canada, they were sent to America to be disruptors and do damage and try to affect the election, which is actually taking place today, by the way. And when you kind of take a bird's eye view and look back on everything they've done, really it all boils down to a lot of globalist agenda movements, which, you know, a lot of people are doing, a lot of people are waking up to that, but there's a lot of globalist stuff going on within what they're doing. I don't mean the jam. I mean the censorship, and essentially wanting to shut down the internet because people say mean things about them. And don't for a second think she doesn't do stuff so that people say mean things about her, so that that reinforces her argument that the internet should be shut down. Allegedly, of course, for entertainment purposes only. Oh, and so to take us back to keeping a promise, they've in cahoots. They've got deals. They've got stuff going on, and they've got handlers, and they've got people giving them information, and they've got people telling them what to do. Allegedly, of course, this is my personal beliefs about everything. So they're living up to the contracts that they've entered into with these agencies, so that they will affect the election, that they will tried to get the internet censored, all of this globalist stuff. Which, by the way, there may be a reason why Harry has fled the country, because that would be election interference. That would be foreign election interference, and he could get in big trouble for that if that's really what's happened. Bad choices. Yeah. Yeah, there was I think it was Tina Brown put out an article basically saying that Meghan Markle does it perfectly wrong every single time. She cannot get it right. She's never made a good decision. And so, yeah, she's making bad choices. And this is all coming back to her because really there's so many commentators talking about how Harry and Meghan were behind the Where's Kate campaign. So yeah, she's made some seriously bad choices here. Investigating. Well, they're absolutely being investigated. Oh, you know what? I think there was a lot of stuff going on. So there was the moon bump talk, and now there's this millions of dollars that have been unaccounted for that the IRS will be investigating. I think they were really just trying to throw the scent off themselves. Yeah, they were really trying to throw the scent off themselves, but they are being investigated. They're being investigated by just regular people like us who can dig up anything. Like if you've ever listened to the Royal Grift, oh my gosh. Whew, yeah, she lays it all out. And, but definitely they will be criminally investigated in some form or another, because if this is foreign election interference, they will be investigated, but also the IRS will be investigating them. I think that they thought they could just get the whole world looking at Kate and looking for Kate, so that maybe they thought their stuff wouldn't be that interesting and nobody would be looking at them. But that's really stupid. But that's as stupid as they are. Total drama. Yeah, they wanted to create drama to take the attention off themselves. And it's not that they didn't want attention. They just didn't want the negative attention that they were getting, because, you know, all this started right after Christmas. So we've had another Christmas go by where, you know, Harry and Meghan didn't take the children to spend Christmas with their grandparents and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, they wanted to create drama. And this, to me, what just came in is manufactured. This, you know, the Sussex squad is very good at getting stuff out there. So this was all kind of manufactured drama. Ooh, yeah. Oh, tantric sex. Don't know what that's about, but that's probably how she keeps Harry. Probably how she keeps Harry promiscuous. Well, there is a lot of talk about her searching for her next billionaire husband. So, and there we go. Yeah. Breaking the contract. I would say that yes, there was some involvement, even if they just kind of kicked it off, get this Where's Kate campaign just to kick it off. And then it's one of those things that it just took a life of its own, because it wasn't just that sort of core group of Sussex squad. It was everyone in the world was like, where the heck is Kate? I was talking about it just at dinner, like, we haven't seen this girl in months, and there's all these rumors about what's going on. And I mean, I heard a rumor that she was dead, you know, so yeah, sort of, yeah. And you think, wow, like the lengths that it would take to hide a dead princess who's, you know, in line to be the next queen. But yeah, the divorce, we know they're getting divorced. They will eventually, if they are actually legally married. And if they are legally married, which I kind of have my doubts, but if they are, and then if these two children, if they exist or don't exist, we're going to find out once and for all. It will come out if they actually do get divorced. I know he's gone, like he's left. Like he's, you know, go back to my other Harry and Meghan readings. Like he left, he's out, and he's seeing it for what it is now that he's had separation and probably people coaching him and showing him things and explaining things to him, that he's definitely checked out of this now. And because like, where has he been? There was a photo of him at NATO of all places, and everybody looked bored. I think that might have been fake as well. Allegedly, of course, entertainment purposes only. But that may have been fake too. Anybody can take a picture of a big meeting with a big screen and slap a photo on it and try to make it look like he's sitting in his house in Montecito, which he wasn't, because if you look at the other videos of them from Montecito and then look at that video, it's not the same background. But yeah, that I think they were trying to get the focus off of them. Yeah, toxic. So yeah, I would say from this, it really is looking like they kept their promise to be disruptors. They don't want to hear good advice. Like yeah, I would say that they've definitely done something stupid, and they got things kicked off and then let it have a life of its own, because at any point they could have said, please stop attacking Kate. She's part of our family. Like, we're, like at any point they could have made a public statement saying, don't attack Kate. Like yeah. Anyway, but why would they? Because it took the focus off of them, that people were attacking Kate. And then I really kind of feel like Kate and William felt quite backed into a corner, in all the pressure to produce something that, like, a proof of life, really is what it was kind of coming across as, with that Franken photo from, was it Mother's Day, I think? And then that got just ripped to shreds by the media. And then I think some of the publications, some of the newspapers were like, yeah, we're not taking any more altered photos from the royal family or anything like that. Oh, these just jumped out, so we'll hang on to them. This is the investigation deck. Yeah. Sorry. We'll pull a few more cards from here. This is just such a huge deck. I actually have a really hard time shuffling it. So I'm going to try to do a really good shuffle just once. And hopefully they don't go flying all over the place. Anyway, so the election is today. So I will be on the edge of my seat till I go to bed. I really want to go to bed tonight knowing who the president is. Now, who the president will be, and not have to wait weeks and weeks for recounts and all of that stuff, because we know there's some shady business going on there. So yeah, hopefully one way or the other, we just know what's going on and who will be the president, and then we never need to think about it again. So we have the tower, chaos in a building. Yeah, I think there's absolutely chaos in the Montecito mansion, and the death is an ending. Yeah, it's the ending of this nonsense that's been going on. Wheel of Fortune and payback. Oh, yeah, because like that, all of the things they've done to attack the royal family, I mean, that's payback for all the harms that at least she believes she suffered while within the royal family. So this would have been payback. Absolutely. Like, when you listen to that Oprah interview, which I think was the biggest mistake of Oprah's entire career, like, not even having the skinheads on her show was as bad as having Harry and Meghan on her show. So I would see, yeah, it would just be another part of their payback plan to, yeah. Accomplice or had help, absolutely. The Sussex squad would have been working hard for them. I don't know what they get out of it, other than maybe their channels get monetized or something. I don't think that Harry and Meghan have the kind of money that it would take to create a movement like that. So there's people who are just really, really, really devoted to them for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not really into celebrities, so I don't kind of worship them. I don't. Most of them, like actors and actresses, I couldn't tell you their names. I have no idea who they are. I don't. Even when I watch a show like on Netflix or something like that, I don't even know who the actors are. Most of the time I couldn't even tell you the name of the show. So, I'm not that person who will be looking at, following all the celebrities and what they're up to. And most of the time when somebody talks about someone who died, I'm like, oh, I had no idea, and so it just doesn't even, but maybe some people like the Sussex Squad who go on the attack all the time in favor of Harry and Meghan, maybe they love that connection to celebrity and thinking that makes them important, like proximity to power and all of that. Didn't we learn that from House of Cards? Proximity to power. So yeah, I would say that their accomplice and the help that they had was the Sussex Squad. And then because it just took on a life of its own, everybody was talking about it. So, and that would be like Kate not being seen in public for months on end. And then there was like the weird photos that were appearing that were obviously fake. And yeah, anyway, drugged or poisoned. I think that she's just poisoned herself. I think that she is a very toxic person. I think she destroys everything in her path, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. And I mean, look at Harry. Does this man look happy? No, he does not. He does not. And so I think that she is the drug and she is the poison in all of this. And running out of time. Yeah, she is, because people are figuring it out. A lot of people are figuring it out. And the more time that Harry and Meghan spend apart, the worse it's getting for her. Harry will rehab his image. He will eventually be taken back to the royal family. He will be rehabbed for a couple of years, and then they'll trot him out for a family thing like the Christmas walk to the church, or, the king's birthday or something like that, where it's not an official royal thing, but they're sort of testing the market in reintroducing Harry and see how people respond to that. And then they'll make their decisions from there. Innocent. She wants us to believe she is innocent in everything. Like everything she does, she wants it to look like it's, it just happened this way. Like, for example, all we have to do is go back to that red dress on the red carpet at whatever the hospital gala thing, where she didn't have a ticket. She hadn't made a donation. She was escorted out of the event, apparently, allegedly, from all the talk. And she just went there to pretend that so she made it all very innocent, like, oh, I'm here for this event. But she wasn't. It was very shady and very fake. And I think there may have been some winter weather involved in that, if you catch my drift. And yeah, it was a little bit crazy, but she wants everybody to think that she wasn't involved, that she's innocent, that she's this is nothing to do with her. But everything so far is saying, yeah, there was, even if they didn't create the whole big thing, they certainly got it moving forward. They put that out there. One phone call to the Sussex Squad, and to just say to them, hey, let's get something out there about where's Kate, why is she in hiding, and then it just would take on a life of its own. So I think that she believes that she's innocent and not involved, even though she's the one who kicked it off, because she never said anything, right? It's not like they said, she didn't come right out and say, yeah, we're all wondering where Kate is. No, but she also didn't come out and say, let's leave Kate alone. She's obviously needs some time, and let's leave her alone. Guilty. Yeah. What's our next one here? Yeah. Life in balance. Everybody just needs to get their life in balance. And she thinks that her life is wonderful. But ultimately, guilty. So I hope you liked that. I've not used these cards before on my channel. So it was kind of fun to get them out and play with them today and do a little bit of work. And we'll see you on the next one. Good luck with the election to my American friends. Fingers crossed for you. It's kind of bizarre, I have to say. Like, I was watching some videos last night of the rallies and things like that, and I was like, wow, like, this is it. This is the last day. This is the end. And it was just sort of weird to think that that would be it. But that's it. Because and the reason it feels weird for me is because your elections go on for years and years and years in America, whereas in Canada, it's 6 weeks. So from the day we find out that we're having an election, the election is 6 weeks later. So we don't have this huge run up. We don't have the same, we are on a parliamentary system as opposed to whatever the American system is called. And so we don't have campaigning for years and rallies for years and all that stuff. It's just 6 weeks. So it's sort of weird to think that these people have sort of been part of our existence for years now, and then suddenly won't be, because everything will calm down again, and in whatever way. I think it's going to be riots in the streets, either way. But things will eventually calm down, and we'll just get on with the business of running the country. So good luck with that. Thank you for watching. If you are a new friend, thank you for joining us here today. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you. If you are an old friend, thanks for visiting again. Don't forget to check the description for all my links. I will put the links for the cards and the decks that I use, and also I'll include, this is our November deck for our general readings. This is the Oak, Ash, and Thorn deck. And so I'll get the links there for you. And yeah, go visit my other playlists and other videos. If you need the whole background on Harry and Meghan, there is a Harry and Meghan playlist. It's the celebrity gossip playlist. So just go in there and it explains everything. All the information that I've put in there in videos there for you. So there you have it. To the person who requested this, thank you so much. And let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, click like, and say hello. Have a magic